Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from Alex Merced Coder, and welcome to the second round of object-oriented programming. So in the first video, we created person, and in this video, we're going to be focusing on inheritance, because the idea is that there's different types of people. There are like singers, and there's mailmen, and they all do different things. But I mean, all people have a name, and all people greet each other, so this is a good start for a person. But other people do other things. So what we can do is we can create other types of people that can do other things. So let's create like class, singer. And usually classes are capitalized, just convention. And singer is going to be a type of person, so we're going to say it extends person. So essentially it's just a type of person. And I can add more things, like I can add now a new method called sings. And basically what I just do here is console.log la 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 la. Okay. And then we'll have like class drummer extends person, and we'll add a method for them, drum. That'll just console.log tip tap tip bitty tap. Okay, they're drumming. Save. Okay, so we have these two new classes. Now notice I don't specify a constructor. So if I don't specify a constructor, it's just going to use the constructor from the parent class. Okay, so that the person is a parent class. And you can only extend one class. So let's do this. We'll say, const sting equals new singer, and then again that his name is Sting, and then we'll say const Travis, as in Travis Barker from several bands. Travis Barker is a new drummer. Blink 182. Getting old. New drummer. Okay, and that's Travis. Now they can both greet each other because they both extend person, so they still get all the methods person has. So I don't have to redefine greet for every sub person. Okay, I just have to give them the new methods, so they can still greet each other. So I can be like sting dot greet. Okay, Travis and Travis dot greet Sting, and this will work out fine. They'll still greet each other. See, hello Travis, my name is Sting. Hello Sting, my name is Travis. Okay, and then we'll say Sting sings, because he's a singer. Sting sings. Okay, and then we'll say Travis dot greet, no, not greet, drums. Gets drum. Okay. And so you see la 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 from Sting and tip tap tippity tap from Travis. Okay. So I can create a whole variety of people with sort of different abilities depending on what they do using this kind of methodology. Okay, and that's pretty cool. Now, on that note, what if maybe singers say hello a slightly different way? What I can do, this is again all working off the whole prototype chain in JavaScript. So that means there's a hierarchy here. So there's person, and basically what happens is a person is the prototype of the person prototype is the prototype for any object created with the new person constructor. Now, when I extend singer, what's really happening is I'm creating a new prototype called singer, but that prototype object on the new singer function uses person as its prototype. And when I create a new singer, this object that I created, Sting, has the prototype of singer, and singer has a prototype of person. So basically, if what I could do is I could do the greet function again here, and this time it only says hello. Okay. So now what happens is that since I use this greet, so basically when I say sting.greet, the singer, it's going to look at sting, it's going to look at singer and look for a greet property. Usually, like for example, for drummer, it doesn't have a greet property, so it then looks at its parent greet. But since singer does have a greet method, it won't go any further, so it'll never get to the person version of greet. Okay, but let's say I still wanted to use the original version, and I always remember there's the word super. Super always just means use the parent version. So when I use super in greet, it's going to look to see if there's a version of greet in the parent class and use that one. But again, this one takes a parameter, it takes an argument, so I need to facilitate that. So I can just write who. So now what's going to do is going to do the first one and then still say hello again afterwards. So let's just show you that's what happens. Super keyword unexpected here. Why? Okay, we'll come back to that. Super, because this extends person, so yes, I was right, super. But the way you have to think of super is that super is essentially the prototype. That's what the super keyword represents. It represents sort of, so in the prototype is person, so I'm using of person, I'm using the greet version from the parent, so I have to do that. That would get me the effect that I want. And then again, I gotta pass in the argument, so who, save, there we go. And see now when we say hello Travis, my name is Sting, there's an extra hello after it, because again, in the singer's version of greet, we run the person's version of greet right before we do an extra console log of hello for no good reason, because just singers apparently say hello a lot. Cool. So that's what's called overriding. You can override functions. You can even override the constructor, which is very typical. I might want to override the constructor because I might want singers to have other properties. Okay, so I'll define a new constructor, and the new constructor will still take in a name because I need the name for the parent constructor, but then it's also going to take in a range. And we'll say this dot, well, first we'll invoke super. Super is the parent. When I just do super by itself, it's the parent constructor because there is no property that's the constructor. So super, pass in the name. So then when this happens, it technically runs this function here. And then I will do this dot range equals range. So now when we create Sting, we have to add the extra argument. So I will add, we'll say soprano. I don't know much about vocal ranges. Soprano. Okay, save. You can see it all works, but now if I were to console log Sting, save at the end, we'll see that Sting now has a range property. See, Sting has a cool. Okay, so that's kind of inheritance. So when you inherit, you can override the constructor, you can overwrite the existing methods any way you'd like. But the cool thing is that if you don't, it borrows from the parents. So basically, you get to keep the parts you want, and you can override the parts you don't want. That's pretty neat. So that's pretty cool. So I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll talk about static methods. I'll see you there.